hems us in, or when we find ourselves between a rock and a hard place, I want to tell you, first of all, number one, be careful at the place of desperation. Gotta say it again. When you get between a rock and a hard place, you've got to be careful not to become too desperate. I gotta say that again. Tell your neighbor, don't be desperate. Don't be desperate. I really wish I could preach right there. I don't have enough time in the day to talk about the dangers of being desperate. Yeah, I wish I had some time. I'd help somebody in some relationships to tell you, be careful about being desperate. I wish I had some time. I tell some folk about some financial decisions. Be careful when you get desperate. I wish I had time to talk about it today to tell you, be careful. All right. They were in a desperate fix, and there was no escape. And because of their desperation, watch this, because of their desperation, they were willing to sacrifice their freedom and promise that God had given them, and sacrifice all of that to go back into bondage. Why? Because they were desperate. Oh God, I really wish, I promise I wish I had time. I really wish I had time to talk about it, because if I had time to talk about it, I'd tell you, there's some folk who get so desperate sometimes in situations to have stuff, they get more in love with the idea of stuff. Y'all ain't talking to me. Oh God. Oh God. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble. We get so much, we're so desperate, we get in love with the idea before we think about the concept. Y'all ain't talking to me. Wish I had some help. Divorce court would not be so full, Dante, if folk was not so in love with the idea of marriage. If they just wait until God... I'm sorry. If we, First Lady, if we weren't so desperate in making some decisions in our life, even financially, we'd be a whole lot better off, because sometimes desperation makes you make bad